The COVID-19 pandemic created unprecedented economic disparities. While millions lost jobs, asset-rich individuals saw their wealth skyrocket. Stock markets hit record highs, fueled by stimulus packages and low interest rates. The S&P 500 grew by over 16% in 2020 alone. Meanwhile, billionaires increased their wealth by $1.9 trillion during the pandemic. This divergence laid the foundation for a new era of financial inequality, where the wealthy leveraged market volatility to grow their fortunes exponentially, while essential workers struggled to survive. A new aristocracy emerged from the pandemic's economic chaos: the financial nobility. Tech moguls, cryptocurrency investors, and remote work entrepreneurs saw their net worth multiply. Elon Musk's wealth increased by $150 billion in 2021. This class operates globally through digital platforms, untethered by national borders. They invest in appreciating assets rather than traditional incomes, creating self-perpetuating wealth cycles. Their homes became multi-million-dollar compounds with private offices, while their workforce remained entirely virtual and disposable. While the financial nobility thrived, gig workers faced worsening conditions. Delivery drivers and essential workers became pandemic heroes but saw little financial reward. 58% of gig workers reported earning less than minimum wage after expenses. Apps like Uber and DoorDash extracted 25 to 30% commissions while offering no benefits. These workers faced impossible choices: risk COVID exposure or face algorithm penalties for refusing orders. The contrast grew starker as luxury condos towered over food delivery cyclists, sleeping in their cars between shifts. The financial nobility's investment strategies triggered catastrophic asset inflation. Housing prices increased 19% nationally in 2021, the largest jump in 30 years. Institutional investors bought 15% of all U.S. homes, pricing out first-time buyers. Middle-class families found themselves competing with all-cash offers from REITs and tech millionaires. The result? A generation of renters, with 45% of millennials believing they'll never own homes. Tent cities expanded even in wealthy suburbs, as housing became an investment vehicle rather than a human right. Government responses failed to address growing inequality. The wealthiest 1% avoid an estimated $163 billion in taxes annually through offshore accounts and loopholes. Carried interest rules allow private equity managers to pay lower rates than their secretaries. During a pandemic, 55 major corporations paid $0 in federal taxes, despite record profits. Meanwhile, proposals for wealth taxes or increased capital gains rates face fierce opposition from well-funded lobbyists. This policy paralysis ensures the financial nobility's wealth continues compounding, while social programs remain underfunded. Elite education became the financial nobility's most effective gatekeeping tool. Ivy League graduates earn 40% more than state university alumni over their lifetimes. Legacy admissions and donor connections ensure dynastic wealth reproduction. 38% of Harvard students come from families in the top 5% income bracket. Meanwhile, public schools face teacher shortages and crumbling infrastructure. The result? A self-perpetuating meritocracy myth where privileged access to elite institutions is repackaged as personal achievement, further entrenching class divisions before children reach adulthood. The platform economy created a 21st century feudal system. Amazon warehouse workers urinate in bottles to meet productivity quotas, while Jeff Bezos's wealth grows $13 million per hour. Algorithmic management strips workers of autonomy. Uber drivers have no say over fares or routes. These digital landlords extract value through data and network effects rather than land, but the power dynamics mirror medieval serfdom. 63% of gig workers report being unable to save for emergencies, completely dependent on platforms that offer no job security or benefits. Growing inequality sparked global protest movements. The Eat the Rich ethos gained traction as youth unemployment reached record levels. 2021 saw a 56% increase in labor strikes across the U.S. as workers demanded living wages. Housing activists disrupted city council meetings, calling for rent controls and corporate ownership bans. These movements represent a collective awakening to systemic inequality, but face opposition from well-funded political machines. The financial nobility responds with PR campaigns about job creators, while quietly lobbying against reform. The financial nobility justifies its position through carefully crafted narratives. Media appearances emphasize risk-taking, while ignoring inherited advantages. Think tanks promote trickle-down theories, despite evidence showing wealth concentrates at the top. When challenged, elites cite philanthropy, yet the average billionaire gives just 1.1% of their wealth annually. This ideological defense system protects the status quo by framing extreme wealth as virtuous and redistribution as dangerous. The result? Policy debates focus on scarcity myths, rather than addressing unprecedented concentration of resources. The pandemic economy solidified into a rigid caste system. Research shows it now takes 5 generations for poor families to reach median income in developed nations. Worse than medieval times. Children inherit not just wealth, but networks, educational access, and financial literacy. The American dream's promise of mobility has been replaced by statistical reality. Where you're born overwhelmingly determines where you'll end up. As the financial nobility's assets continue growing automatically through compound returns, the underclass faces diminishing opportunities in an economy designed to preserve privilege.